you have your pen and papers there, and so we can look at some valuable information that you all know already, based on the questions that you've been generating. Many of you have been talking about this very moment. And these are information now. The first thing that we need to look at is trying to find out. We need to take a look at some pairs here, and I think sometimes we don't get to understand how this works, and me myself, I struggle about them. All this information, combination of price action itself. So I'll pull up my chart, and from there I can dictate, I can share some opinion. I think there is a fundamental coming up soon as well, so that can impact what we're doing, but it's fine, should be alright. Here we go. I believe we have this is USD JPY, and USD JPY is one of the most advanced pair that it always have its own way of doing its own thing. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you can get caught up on USD JPY. Excuse me. Yeah. If I know that USD JPY is going to take an approach, yeah. So what I would do is to find out the area of point of entry. Now, ignore the arrow that we have on the chart, as we wouldn't be using that today. Yeah. And okay. Yes, I get it. Yeah. So this session, like I mentioned to you 2 days ago, that I'm putting on YouTube so that it is easy for you to access later, in case we emphasize on a few things that you're confused, and this will help you. Yeah, this will help you a lot. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah. So don't worry if you do miss few information, because you can go back and rewatch it. Yeah. All right. Let's jump on USD that we have right now on the chart. Let's see what we can do with this. Yeah, all right. I'm on daily time frame. You all know I've been waiting for buy trade on USD/JPY, and take a look at this movement that we have, and it's obvious that the market has been creating higher lows. Yeah, starting from the lower bottom here, and we have another higher low. Currently we have another higher low sitting right here, so we can identify this area as a support level that the market can take advantage. Yet there are other support that we can also consider, and because they are last lows, that creates interesting area point that we can call area of interest. The market is interested in that area. It doesn't matter that that low is important, but there are other places that can be very important. For example, where the market is created congestions, so having that area is also what the bulls in the market is dragging prices to the upside. So our speculations is what is moving the market. Yeah. Now, having this trend line also help us to identify that we are looking at price rising here. So the first approach that you can use to identify, or one of the approach you can use, is knowing that there is a side trend line, there is a up trend line, and there is a down trend line. Now if side trend line is broken to the upside or is broken to the downside, then we can figure out that there is a chance that the price is making a direction. Although the side line that we have drawn also is a direction, but majority of trader is not interested in the sideline direction. They're interested in the trendy direction, when it's trending up or down. So when you take a look at the market and see that it's in the sideline, where we can look at when is the sideline is going to be broken, then we can find out from there that there could be a trend or not. So I will break it down. We have a downtrend, isn't it? And we saw prices coming down. So what we did was that we placed our trend line and looking at it. We do not know in the past, we did not know that the market will come here. We were still around here. That is how we should look at it. Okay. So I'm not interested in saying that this is what I will have done, because now I know what the market has done so far. But you all know already, without I can predict the market majority of the time and still come out smiling. So now that I've seen this breakout here, you know, and applying the bottom line, I can see that the price is trending to the downside. We have a channel down. Yeah. So knowing so, what I've done is waiting for price to continue to trade in that direction. Now the question is that which direction is trending more now. So if price is trending to the downside, there must be a sideline before the trend changes. And what I mean by that is that there has to be a sideways market before the trend changes to the uptrend. So now if we find out that the price is now pushing up and broke the channel down, there is a question mark. You need to know this is not right here. That should come into your mind. And so you can find the last high of the downtrend, the obvious last high, which is the lower high, and you can draw a line from there to the current high or the current market. And it could be a rectangle you want to use. If you prefer rectangle, you can say that I will be drawing my rectangle from the high to the close or the open of that high. So what I mean is using this area here and to this highest and draw it to the current market. Now if the price traded above it, you want to be careful because that could be a fake out. So instead, you're looking for this range, and when the price happens, you want the same thing to happen between the lower side as well. That if the market continue to range, then between these rectangles, you will do the same application. The last low with the close or the open, you want to draw a rectangle or a line there and stretch it to the current market and continue to do that, you know. Yes. Yes, exactly. And that's what you want to do, you know. Yes, that's what you want to do. So when you draw that, then the next application is to now wait for market to trade between that range and wait for market to break out from it, and for a possible continuation, which will apply, you know, BRC. Yeah, agreed. All right. Now, having seen that, you can take advantage of if the connection is still on a downtrend and your application is showing that, you know, we can say that we are looking for a downtrend movement. So look at here, we have a breakout. Yeah, so you can see price close below. Now look at the volume as well. There is an increase in volume, so there is a chance that market could push it lower. Now if you have your forecast analysis done already, knowing that price still have a way to go to the downside, that's an opportunity for you to jump in. Or you can wait for price to consolidate around that breakout and continuation. So I call it retest. So I mean, when I have a breakout, I want to see a retest. So after retest, then I can look for continuation, or I can enter from the retest if there's certain criteria met. So here would have been my entry, but to be fair, I normally get into aggressive entry. Knowing my first attempt, I can do that, and if I miss my first attempt, I will jump in my second attempt, which is the retest. But if it's not clear to me, then I will wait for continuation here. Alright, now let's look at second example. Now if I extend this price to the current market here and say I want to make it cross. Now if you notice what we have, the market chooses to continue to trade, and I saw a breakout and market broke out. Do I have that consolidation? No, I did not have. But over the time, market started to do what? Consolidate. Where is my last high? Of course it is right here. So the combination of last high gave me a reason why I should be thinking of. So as soon as I continue to extend my line, now I will do the same thing with the rectangle. Yeah. Then I continue to extend, and I extend. Now let me use candlesticks so you can see clearly. Okay, see that? Now take a look at that. So this is where the trap comes. Now if you do remember about this same USD-JPY a couple of weeks back when we were here, when I mentioned about with chance of buying, and after there is a chance that it's going to fade back and give us a pin bar, and we're going to approach the price to the upside. So I mentioned that in two separate sessions. One was the Discord and one was your session as well. And see what happened now. I'm not saying that that will not fail and prove me wrong. Yes, it can. But with the formation that it has accumulated over time, makes me know that there's a chance that this is what we're expecting. And when using other JPY's correlations as well, then there is a chance that I will be right. Yeah. So look at how market waited for and now created a strong support around that zone. And this is a new area zone here that I can now I can take advantage of. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a new sort of ranging movement that I can now focus on versus here, this resistance here, and this support here. Do I have a breakout? Yes. Do I have a higher low? Yes. Where are the higher lows? Now my rectangle won't make you see it, so I'm going to adjust my triangle and take it off so you can see those lows. They are sitting right there. Yeah. Now let's forget about this low here. Let's forget about this low. But if we want to use them, we can still. I will say that this low is a higher low. But look at this low right here. It's lower than this previous one here. It's higher than this previous one here, which becomes higher low. Now let's look at this low right here. It is higher than this previous middle one and this first one here. So you can see that we are having a higher lows. But are we having a higher high? Yes, we're having a higher high and higher. But we haven't got any higher high yet. So we're about to find out if that is what is about to happen now. Okay, so taking that into perspective, I can now narrow my analysis So what I'm saying is that I'm going to focus on this area only. Okay, I am going to focus on this area, and we're going to move to the current market, and that way we can find out like we are going to be selling or buying USDJPY. Okay, so this can be a visual analysis. No, that is also depends on your experience. So this is where we're going to be focusing on. Okay, now I'm going to switch to 4-hour and 1-hour time frame. Yeah, now look at that, and I will continue. Well, we can actually stay on H4 for now. So now staying on H4, look at what the price has done so far. Look at how the market continue to maintain and trying to leave this current range and pushes higher. There is a fundamental going on now. We don't know what's going to happen yet. There is a possibility that price wants to come back down, but our case here is to continue to look for why we should be buying towards this high here first. Okay, now that I've certified areas where I would like to be trading, so I now know that this area here is the equilibrium support and resistance zone, that if the price trade lower, that area becomes resistant. Why? Because of multiple U-turns there already. Yeah. Yes, I know. That's what it is. Look at that. And if price trade above, that area becomes support as well. Why? It's also because we have multiple U-turns there at the bottom as well. So currently we are looking at buying here. Yes, tell me. Yeah, yes. No, the question that you are asking, it makes a great meaning. Yeah, that yes, we can draw a trend line now. We can already draw a trend line, and what we're going to do is, because we know that we've isolated the price, we can now draw a trend line from the current low that we have on our screen here. Yeah, and we can now draw a line as well, and let me focus on the highest high. If you want to smooth it, you can smooth it. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can smooth it, and you can say that you just want it to be this way. Okay. Oh yes, yeah, you can do that. Most especially intraday traders can focus this way, but because it's 4-hour time frame, we're looking at a lot here. All right, now continuation. Another way we can we can allow our line to stay on top of the high, and say that I'm waiting for a nice bar, a candle to close above. Okay, so what my trend line looks like now is, it looks like a pattern. And what's this pattern? We can call it ascending triangle. Okay. yeah, it is ascending triangle. So which gives us a possibility of a bullish direction, right? Excellent. Now, you're a quick learner. Now you notice that the price is struggling to close above that line, which gives another exciting idea. Okay, maybe it's time for me to fire out. Now we can go in aggressive, hoping that price would, but if you look at the volume, we continue to rise while price also continue to, that's a good correlation. But it can also be a sign of a fail to the downside. Why? Because we are still the current market price is battling with this current high here, this resistance. So we need a nice 4-hour time frame, confirmation 4-hour time frame to close above for us to go in for a buy trade. Yes, that's what we will need. If not, then we want price to close below this rectangle, hoping that price is coming back to test where this support. Now this is the time that we are not sure how far the price wants to go, because we are still trading in between this rectangle, because the rectangle is still active as long as we haven't break this previous low. The rectangle is still active because the price can come down as low as this, and what we have to do is maybe adjust our line this way, or we can leave it this way because the candle that came back and trade below was a wick and just went back. Something that some of you refer as a stop hunt. Yeah. So yes, it can do that. Now don't look at my trade profit right now. These ones are for my sweat, okay? Yeah, and the sweat, I mean, is the patience, waiting for market to come to area that you want to get in. So when I look at that, yeah, and that is why. So I know this trade, lock part profit, leave the rest to run. So I don't mind if it comes back and it hit break even, I'm fine. You're able to lock some part profit, that's what it is, yeah, over time. Yes, interesting, yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah, so that is one. Now our target would most likely be this high, but of course you can start collecting profits as it suits you. Then you can apply that same risk management. Okay, so that is one way. It's a very basic way of looking at it. If you've learned a lot already, there's just a basic way of looking at the market itself without using much of technical indicators. The technical indicators, they are powerful. They are very powerful. It depends on how you use it. I used to say continuously that great traders are out there sitting inside trading on a basic daily basis. They don't have to make millions. No, it's just their 9 to 5, yeah, and they're okay with that. There you have some that they make hundreds or millions out of it as well. Yeah, and they all use indicators, really. So having indicators does not really matter. Yeah. Okay, so when you use your indicators, they're going to be saying similar thing. You want to be referencing to your indicator as a correlation, regardless you have a price action analysis. Okay, yeah, let's go to the next one. So you can see this one is CHF, CAD CHF. Yeah. Yes, I have multiple trades running on that, but these trades are over time. And if you notice here, we have similar. Look at that, higher lows, higher lows as well. It's all there. And if you notice here, you can see that from this movement here, uh, um, look at, we have a channel down, right? But also notice here, look, you see, it was ranging, and finally we started having breakout coming back. Yeah, it ranged for a while, but as it's ranging, so it's like it is multitasking. So all pairs has their own characteristics, you see. Yeah, they all have their own characteristics. Yeah, it's range, two lows, it make it two highs, and after that it started to create that move. But in the meantime, it was already creating higher lows. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Until it finally, maybe it's gonna break out, and when it break out, that is when the trade start. But because I am able to spot that way ahead of you identifying that, I pray that you'll be able to do better than me soon, and you can just text me and say, look, would you mind, I've got a trade for you, you want to join me, we take the ride together. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, but in this situation that we're talking about, yeah, okay, yeah. So now the trend will now looks like this. Yeah, and you know and we go. So when we from here, you will now switch to um, BRC, fully BRC concept, because it's much active on a uptrend and downtrend. Okay. Oh yes, that's it. Now let's go to the next one. Now the next one is this one. You can see that we are on a uptrend, yeah, and we got on a downtrend. You see that, right? Ranging, sorry, and look at how we now push this back to downtrend. So I put a sell limit, but I think that I was too aggressive. So in fact, my sell limit probably should be now. So and this one, that is when I now bring out solution. Yeah, no, the solution we talk about from the from UW. Yeah, so I'm going to activate that now, and that would give me if I should be getting into this trade right now. In fact, okay. Yeah, so you will stay online, and you guys can do that too, and you can find me the price. Okay, you can find me the price that you think we should jump on, and but of course I will jump on. All right. Now I will take a sample from here as well. Yeah. no, no, no. So when you look at the situation here, yeah, it can still be, uptrend. Okay, it can still be continuation of uptrend, on a daily time frame. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, but looking at the current movement here, we are looking at short time, like intraday versus swing here. The market came back down, gave us this movement. So where is the resistance? Yes, now the resistance can be this accumulation area zone, right? So because it's a retest, and it can be, it is a downtrend, right? But like I said, what if it's about to switch as well? Because when you look at the overall movement here, 4-hour time frame, look at overall, yeah, you can see that price has been coming down up. On a daily time frame, is a huge ranging market. But of course, on a lower time frame, it keeps trending. This certain area is a ranging market. But lower time frame, it is a trend market. Now, in that sense, I would focus on this area here. So I'm going to put my line on where I would be, suggesting my own possible entry. Yeah, which will be my own resistance. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, your price is totally different from mine. That's the point. Yeah. Now you have, yes, you do have a, yeah, you have a close match. Now I feel like you copied the one that I have above. Yeah, I do, and that was previous analysis. But as market continue to print, you have to adapt to current market. I'm not saying that a spike cannot. I'm gonna leave that pending on that there, because a spike might happen and trigger my new entry, trigger the old ones, and later come back. Yeah. Yes, 160. That's what it is. Correct. Okay, so that is my new entry there. Then the further one would be yes, around, we will see, but it shouldn't be, but I'm sure it's 8.5. It should be around 8.5. Yeah, that makes it a bit tighter. You see? Yes, so that is where I will be keeping my pendings. Yeah, that is where I'll be keeping my own pendings. Yeah. So I am going to put a sell limit there. Yeah. Yeah, and the same thing again. Yeah, when the alert is triggered, you should set your alert so you get a notification saying that your trade has been triggered, or you can apply your stop loss now. Yeah, so you have to do your calculations. Well, I need to move on. You're clever. You wanted to know my own stop loss. You can know my stop loss, but not now until we move forward. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now EuroCAD has, does have similar movement. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the EuroCAD is also, that beautiful pair that needs some, massaging. Yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do have a calculation. Um, I was hoping that today's fundamental card will definitely pushes the price to the upside. I was hoping for that really. Mm. They, yeah, do your calculation. Yeah. Yes, I mean your analysis. You know, some of you use Fibonacci's, some of you, so, but don't forget to apply that movement. Remember, we just finished uptrend movement, right? And we do have a breakout. Remember, there is different psychology. Each pair has its own psychology of how it moves. So you're going to take that relatively to how you're going to approach this new analysis. Don't expect it to be on exact way as you expect the previous one. Yeah, yeah. That's it. So if you don't get it, that's fine. But do all those. It's a basic way of trying to find a possible U-turn. Yeah. And if the U-turn fail, yes, your stop loss will hit. That's why we do have stop loss in place, right? Correct. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so do your do that, and you will find out. Yes. Thank you. That's it. That's it. You got it right. Yeah. Yeah. So well done. Well done. Well done. Now, what about the rest? Yeah. Now, I know. I know. So some of you do have, yes. So I have similar as well. In fact, on my way from abroad, you know, I get similar results some time ago, same pair, but of course different time frame some time ago. And last week, yes, this same session, this same time frame, we do get two results. So if some of you do have different, but you're going to find out now that which one is matching yours, because right now we do have different results. But the one that I'm more interested in is what was being mentioned. But the market can create that volatility, so I'm kind of waiting to see. So let's put the price in here. Yeah. The like couple of pips might be different from all of us, but because some of us we use Fibonacci, some of us use yeah. No, I remember my price from, and sometimes I do write them down when I do it, because when I'm, like I said, I do a lot of stuff while I'm traveling, so I'm able to just do my long-term analysis, yeah, and write it down and wait for price to come there. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what it should be. It should be that. Yeah, you both can follow. Yeah, you both can follow. Why not? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. Uh-huh. Now, this is when I switch it to um, 1 hour time frame. Now, this is, you can see that um, we have a downtrend again. Yep. Yeah. Cool. Now, notice here we have that range again. Then we had the trend to the upside. But now we finished with that. Now the second one is this one right here. See that? But what do we have again? But here, the price is now doing what? Ascending. So we now have ascending triangle. Oh yeah, well done. Now that is what it is. So we can either look for a quick buy today, right here. Yes, so sort of you using TradingView, CTrader, you set to alert, yes, above that zone there. Yeah, now you can target previous highs here. You can target previous high, yeah, that's it. Now confirm that with your tools. Yeah, any of the tools that you have from me, you can confirm that with. Yeah, they has to give you, they must align with them. Yeah, although some of them can be late because you might have set it to late signal. Yeah, if you notice with this prototype here, it has given me buy already, but I think the buy would have generated around this area, and that was a good buy. Yeah, so at some point I think another buy will be generated soon again. Yeah, in the next couple of hours, I believe so. Sure. Then we will be selling. We will be selling, yeah. And this is where you will now distribute your entries. You can choose any of the entries, but it's sometimes okay to choose the aggressive entries and lower your risk because the price can travel higher than expected, or sudden market event, catalyst pushes the price to a different area that surpasses move. Yeah, and don't forget that a lot of pending orders are also waiting. We are not just the only one watching this pair. Yeah, cool. Now, so we have swing sell, long time sell, and we also have intraday and short time swing buy as well. Sure. Now I can place mine for you to see. Yeah, someone is fearful. Yeah. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. They buy the higher one. I won't place it now. I will wait until it reaches. I want to see the reaction around that area. I want to see what time of the day actually we reach that high. We determine if I should go in. Now, time is also a good market analysis. What I thought to you before, that B can happen at a certain time of the day, C can happen at R can happen at a certain time of the day, and C can happen at a certain time of the day. Or if you're swinging, it's time of the week, yeah, and long time of the month of the year as well, month of the year. Yeah, yeah. Trading is wide, it's how you want it. It's gonna give you, and it's unlimited. hmm Yeah, it also depends on which pair it is. Yeah, that is can also varies. Yeah, and a pair. This pair can do reversal on Monday, most like maybe 60% of the time. Mondays. Why its long time can be in November. For example. Yeah, I tell you. Yeah. All right. So now you've got a variety of examples. Now, these two examples will be visible on other pairs as well, but they will have their own way of um, handling them. But the analysis remain the same. The structure can be different, but analysis remains the same. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the gold is still buying. Yes, it is still buying. Yeah, the momentum. Sure. Until then, let's see. Okay, we'll see. Yes, we can do this ones. Well, we can do it either um, our next call. Yeah. There's no, you don't rush everything. No matter where the market is, there's always an entry. You just have to wait. Yeah. No, you all are not restricted to one or two, three pairs. Yeah. You do that without me anyway, and you guys successful at it. Yeah. So yeah. So the more we scan, we'll be able to. But the ones that are kind of giving you that difficulty is why I mentioned how you can, before you even take your tools, you can visually use that concept I show you today. Bef- by doing so, it you don't even have to agree to that analysis, but by doing so, it will give you a visual aspect of, oh, I think I should be selling. Now, let me apply my tools and let's see if we should having a sell. Now, you doing so, you now have correlation that is identifying the same thing. You'll be like, okay, there you go. But you using one is already powerful, but combining them is just an action. Now you have your own trading strategy that you have already that you use. Yeah. And that can also come in handy too when market become a bit difficult to understand. Yeah. So you want to apply simple concept. Yeah. Simplicity is the key. Yes. Correct. I get it. That's the idea of knowing what to do next. Yeah. So yes, I have I have no, I have multiple, like NZD USD. Yes. So what how is it has been trading for a while now is a big factor. So we had this fundamental last week, like 2 weeks ago, and it was a huge move. And look at how we retested. And so we're approaching, either we're going to be on the upside or the downside. So taking it to 4 hour time frame, there is a possibility that we are going for a buy trade. Yeah. So look at the look at the steps. It's weird. Yes, it is, but it's not the simplest. No, I wouldn't say the simplest. It's weird, but of course it's become simple now. But it is weird the way it approaches itself. So you may be looking at the difficulties. Yeah. Then you can switch it to daily time frame. By doing so, that will give you enough time for the market to establish a proper confluence. Yeah. Or you can use 1 hour instead. Then you can focus on a short time intraday movement. Sort of that, yeah. Correct, yeah. Yeah, that's it. So we will continue when we can. And you can do your thing. So I'll give you a test to find out. You know we are selling GBP, right? But USD card. Okay, okay, I can see now. No, you all gonna go through that text. Okay, let's do something that you all will be excited. What about Euro USD? Uh-huh. I tell you, you all are lazy clowns, really. Mm-hmm. 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 No, I'm so okay. Now do that for me. Okay, do that for me. Let me see. Yeah. So what I want you to do, I want you to go through swing, intraday, long term, all of them together. I now, yeah. But when I will identify mine, I will identify just the supply and demand. That's what I will identify. Okay. But I want you to find me where would you. Okay. Sure. I'll give you 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you 10 minutes. So what did you come up with? All right. Well, the approach that you took, yeah, the approach that you took does make yes, it does make some meaning. The the only difference here is that you're having no, I agree. I agree. When you look at the direction, you can tell that Euro USD has been ranging for a while. Now, in that aspect, we now want to identify what's going to be happening next. So, daily time frame tell us that the market is range to the downside, trend to the downside. We have a range powering within this territory, in fact forming sort of a pattern. Yeah. Now the solution that we should look into first, we can let's take it from weekly time frame. Okay, if we take it from weekly time frame, so our suggestion that it seems like there is nothing to look at on higher to the upside, but the way the market has developed itself, we need to consider a retest to the upside, and that retest to the upside should be around this high here. So let me draw my line. It should be this previous high here. So with my own defense, I will say that excuse me, let's take a look at 1813. Let's keep it that way. Now the second, we can look into 1813. Okay, 1813. The support level would also be the bottom area where the price is ranging, and you see this area here, yeah. But of course I'm going to use my line to describe that, so and that will help us see where I am talking about. And these are area of supply and demand level that they can be affected, but we will now switch to the lower time frame to find out where are the minor supply and demand that we can pay attention to. Okay, so we say it's at 1.4 has been price that I've been emphasizing over time, and yeah, now on my, so this area is our focus area. Then we have my H4 or 1 hour time frame, and this is where that comes in handy. Okay, so the market is struggling right now, but there is a chance that we may be retesting that area. So so when I switch to, so my opinion is to allow market to switch to bearish mode. Already we are looking like price is coming down. As of today, it's looking like price is coming down, but it's still not certain. And then we've been having some aggressive move. Look at the volume, it's increasing, price is falling. So that is another way of looking at it. So it seems like the bulls could be failing to accomplish. So I see it like price is coming to this lower side here. I see like price is coming back down here. So I do prefer to go in for a buy, for a sell trade. So we can sell to that low only if criteria are met. Okay. With that being said, this will be a bearish setup for me. So take a look at how price is forming a bearish structure there. Yeah. Now if price wants to retest that high, there is a chance that price can retest it first before dropping. That's why we need to wait for a clear signal. We don't want to jump in because market could be waiting for us to take a sell trade and take another, huge move to the upside. And now then as we are exiting from the price, then price is coming back down. That can be the case too. So it's better to wait for a clear signal. Now the clear signal can be around the same price here, that we can consider, and that is, allowing, in fact, if it's today price to close below 1.16369, that would be a great area to consider. Yeah, that would be a great area. Okay, so if today should close below that area, then we can look for a sell to the downside. Yeah, I can place that in my line in there, identifying this area. So today will be a good, if today should close below that, it can be a good sign for a that sell trade. Yeah. Sure, you can. Yeah, forward can be handy as well to let it close below, but yes, a daily would be, alright as well. Yeah, 1636, no, 1636, yeah, 1636, 1636, yes. See that? Now that that is area of where, look at it, price has been reversing from there a couple of times. When price reverses, we get a sell. When we price and reverse, we get a buy. So now price is around that area again, which may likely be a sell trade, and that is why we should be looking for a sell trade. So this ranging has been happening for a while, so I don't see the reason why we are not going to have a breakout soon. If not, then we will be testing this low. But I think the price is waiting for such us to get into the market, and so market can drive the direction, to against our wish. So that's why we prefer to wait for daily before we trigger. Yeah. So that is the range where the market is. Well done. Yeah, that will be it anyway. That will be it. Okay. Yes. Very clear. Now you take a break and come back later, to check and do further analysis with other pairs, and you can, share with me and the call private messages and stuff, and I will rectify that for you. I'll be in another session, but I should be okay to message you when I can. Alright, you take care, everyone. You're always welcome. Always welcome. Alright. And bye for now, traders. Yes. Yes, sure. Okay, take care.